Welcome, little lambs. Remember, we are doing part 2 of Abraham, the journey and the covenant. I knew you guys remembered. Here we go. Soon after this, Abraham was sitting by the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day when he suddenly noticed 3 strangers standing nearby. "My lords," he said to them, "if it be please you, come and rest here in the shade and let me refresh you with some cool water and a taste of something to eat." So they came into the shade of the great oak beside his tent, and he ran to call Sarah. "Quickly," he said, "you must knead some loaves for our guest." He himself took a tender young calf from his herd and had it prepared for them, and brought them also fresh milk and cream. When they had eaten, Abraham looked at his visitors again in wonder, for he saw now that they were angels of the Lord. "Where's your wife Sarah?" one of the visitors asked. "She is in the tent," Abraham replied. Then the angel said, "I shall visit you again in 1 year without fail, and by that time you and your wife will have a son." Now, Sarah was listening to all this from inside the tent, and she laughed to herself, thinking, "What an idea! I am too old for any such thing, and so is Abraham. What foolishness is this?" But the Lord knew what was in her mind, and he said to her, "I am the Lord God. Is anything impossible for me? Why do you laugh, Sarah?" Sarah was afraid. "I did not laugh," she said. But God replied, "Oh, yes, you laughed." And then he went away toward Sodom and the 3 angels and with Abraham. "There's a great outcry against the people of Sodom and Gomorrah," God said to Abraham. "If they are truly as sinful as I hear, then I am going to destroy this town." Beside the gates of Sodom, he stopped, and Abraham stood before him. "My Lord God," said Abraham, "you are the great judge of all the world. Will you allow good people to be destroyed along with the bad? Suppose there are 50 good men in this place. Will you not spare the town because of them?" The Lord replied, "If my servants find just men in Sodom, I will spare the town. 50, just 50 men." And the angels went on ahead and entered the gates. Abraham said, "I am bold to speak to my God in this way, for I am only a creature made of dust. But suppose there are only 45 men in Sodom. Will you spare it then?" The Lord answered, "If there are 45 good men there, I will not destroy the town." And Abraham said, "Perhaps there will only be 40, Lord." "I will not do it then," God said. After a while, Abraham said, "I trust my Lord will not be angry if I ask, but perhaps Sodom has 30 good men. What then?" "I will spare the town for them," said the Lord. "I am very bold indeed to speak this way," said Abraham. "Forgive me, Lord, but what if there are only 20 good men in Sodom. God said, for the sake of the 20, I will not destroy it. Finally, in a very small voice, Abraham said, do not be angry, Lord. If I speak just once more, but what if there are only 10 good men in Sodom? And the Lord went away from him, then saying, if there are 10 good men in Sodom, I will not destroy the town. And that was the end of the story of Abraham, the journey, and the covenant.